Yo, what is going on, guys? It's all aboard the Onslaught hype train, and I am fully on board, dude. This man is incredible. Honestly, I think he might be the best mutant in the game now. Genuinely. Like, before he came out, it was Kitty. I don't use Kitty much. I don't see people use Kitty much. Don't get me wrong. She's still an incredibly busted and broken character. But for the current meta of the game, the way the game is shifting, the way the game's moving forward, Onslaught seems way more relevant right now than Kitty does. And Onslaught's available as a 7-star, which Kitty never will be. So, low-key, Onslaught might be the best mutant in MCOC. And yeah, I am 100% going to be ranking this guy up right to rank 5. Boom, let's go. Let's do it. There we go. Let's get some ISO. I have a little bit of mutant. Just a little bit. But I do have science ISO that we can burn. So, it's fine. We'll burn that. Yeah, I would have loved the 7-star, of course. What the heck? That was weird. Onslaught bugging out the recording. But yeah, I would have loved 7-star, of course, but picked up 2 early access bundles, didn't get them, so I'm like, alright, I know when to hold them and when to fold them. It's time to just fold them. Fold the Paragons. Alright, I'm good. I got my 6-star. I'm just going to invest in him. So, investing in my 6-star here, and we are going to ascend him as well. So I'll show you guys something funny. It's very funny, actually. I think it's pretty funny. Alright, there we go. Science ISO. Get in there. Probably one more round. Yeah, this should probably do it. Oh, not quite. Okay. That's fine. A little bit more. Okay. Got tier 6 in there. Should be more than enough. There we go. Alright. So boom. Onslaught. Rank 5. Level 65. Sig 200. Fortunately, I don't have any tier 2 dust right now. There is some in the Banquet milestones, so I might just get that so I can ascend him, because I really want to take him to the highest level. But yeah, the funny thing that I was going to show you guys is if we go ahead and put this to 6 stars. So first let's put it to mutant rank 5. So you see now with the addition of Onslaught, I have 3 mutant rank 5s. Let's just compare that class by class. So science 3, and let's... Yeah, never mind. Okay, yeah. So science 3, skill 4, cosmic 5, mystic 4, and tech 5. So you can see mutant was by far the lowest class before I did Onslaught. I want to call him Apocalypse, but now it is tied with science. And yeah, the other that's not even the funny thing. The funny thing is if we go ahead and put this to 6-star Ascension, there is a class missing. Which class is missing? Oh yeah, that would be Mutant. I have no ascended mutants. And I've really, like, there's no one that I want to ascend in the mutant class until now. There's literally not a single mutant that I wanted to ascend. Like, maybe Archangel. I just took him to rank 5, though, so, like, I don't need to ascend him. Like, I just took him to rank 5. He's doing great at rank 5. So I was in no rush whatsoever to ascend him. But now, finally, I have a champion that I do want to ascend. So, yeah, it kind of works out that I didn't get the 7-star, because my roster needs a 6-star Ascended Mutant anyways, and Onslaught is that guy. So, let's go jump into a little bit of Realm of Legends with him at rank 5 now. Love to see what that is looking like. Where's he at? There he is. Alright, we'll just bring him, no one else. I am running recoils, but let's jump in, man. So, I've been messing around with him a bit, and he's just so much freaking fun to play. So much fun. I just have an absolute blast when I'm playing this guy. Just so much fun. So, with Onslaught, what we want to do is just stack up the Neuroshocks. So yeah, having a 7-star Onslaught would be super nice, because you could get the crit stat focus. And I did not want a special 2 yet. Yeah, I'm going to restart this fight. That's exactly what I did not want. Let's just restart it. Yeah, that's terrible. Let me actually play him correctly. We want one special one first. Stack up some Neuro Shocks. You can stack more, but I think one special one is more than sufficient on most matchups. And that is the way I like to play him. So I'm gonna do that. Also, every time we parry, we're applying a Daunted debuff, which is super nice. So now we heavy into special one, hit the pause, and then get a bunch more Neuro Shocks. There we go. Got 15 of those bad boys now. Cooking up. Alright, we want to get a little pause here. If he'll throw a heavy for us, he will. Thank you very much, Winter Soldier. Bait that. Okay, we need another pause. My dude, he's not giving us an opportunity. So we're just going to go like that. Into that. The striker totally does not count as a stun. So, yeah, you can totally use that to get the long heavy pause as if it's an unstunned opponent. Pro striker tip right there. And, yeah, we can just finish this fight up with a little special one. Boom, bam. No problem. Like, oh, man, he's so much fun to play. He looks so cool. That was less than a minute. That was 59 seconds. Not bad. Let's do one more. And then I'll probably call it for now and probably get some Battlegrounds gameplay. Actually, maybe I actually have some other stuff in mind too. Maybe some more long-form content gameplay. Maybe both. I don't know. I'm going to have some fun with it. But let's fight this Captain Marvel 2 real quick. Ouch. That hurt a little bit. That's okay though. We're going to throw heavy. Dude, I just his heavy reach feels fun. I don't think I've missed a single time with his heavy yet. The range on it is just stupidly good. I love it. No problem at all connecting those. Plus, you can totally just go like this, and like this, and like this. It's pretty nice. Alright, and then we want to go like this. Striker again. Heavy into special 2. Get the max degeneration cooking right there. Bada bing, bada boom. And then what you want to do is you want to go heavy into special 1 and just watch her health tick down. And she dead. That was a perfect fight. That was perfect. How long was that? Again, 59 seconds actually. Same exact amount of time as Winter Soldier, but with no class advantage. So, yeah, man. Onslaught. Look at that victory animation too. Just everything flying around. I mean, you look so good, dude. Oh my god. Alright. I will be back with more gameplay. God, I freaking love this guy so much. Finally got my rank 5. Alright. Be back with more content. Alright, guys. So fast forward a little over a week, and now we have the Banquet event. And as you guys can see here, 4Loki smashed out all the milestones like right away. First hour, they're all done. So the second final Alliance milestone gives 200 Tier 2 Primordial Dust. And I was really between two champions, and that is Galen and the boy Onslaught. So taking a look at the next meta, and the other thing to mention here, I think I already said it earlier in the video, but I have no Mutant Ascensions. So that feels kind of bad. I want to have at least one. So that was a big factor in choosing Onslaught over Galen. There was some other factors as well. One of the biggest ones being the next meta of Battlegrounds. So let me go ahead and pull that up for you guys real quick here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So Season 14, we're going to have Red Scare here. So it's going to be all about DOT. So you know, Onslaught does have access to DOT via his Neuroshocks and his degen. So there's also going to be Polka Dot Power in the first meta. So Galen won't be able to get any power in meta 1. And it's Power Shield as well. So Galen like could work. You know, he can enter the harvests, build the harvest, enter it, let it naturally expire, and deal damage. But that's it. That's the only way he'll be able to deal damage. His basic attacks won't do any damage. He won't get special attacks. So he's going to be a bit of a potato on attack. First meta. Second meta, he'll be doing better. It'll be Safeguard. Galen does bypass Safeguard. He just won't really be able to parry because of Stunning Reflection. So Galen should be cooking meta 2. but not really meta 1. And he's not going to be like the tippy top best option either, you know, for the final meta. Onslaught, on the other hand, he's going to be fine for polka dot power because of the neuro shocks. That should build up his power initially. With power shield, he should be nuts with power shield. Like one special 1, one special 2 should probably kill just about anything, I think. Yeah. Plus, we have this offensive dot node, and I think Onslaught benefits from that. But then the second meta, Safeguard, Stunning Reflection, I think Onslaught will also be doing, again, just fine here. He doesn't need to parry. You know, bait heavies, punish with his heavies. Safeguard is fine. He's going to be doing so much damage with his Neuroshock and Degen. So yeah, I think, and Onslaught's going to be a really great defender for both of these metas as well. Oh my god, he's gonna be scary. So for all those reasons, not having a single mutant Ascension and the next season of Battlegrounds, that is why I ultimately chose Onslaught over Gallant, even though I do love Gallant. And the cool thing would have been with Gallant is that I started this year with Gallant as my first ever rank 5. So it would be cool to also end the year with him being my first ever Ascension. But I wanted to go with Onslaught, so we did. So right after I ascended him, I was already here in Necropolis with him at just at rank 5. And as soon as I ascended, I'm like, alright, it's time to do this fight. So I boosted up big. Not big, but medium green and for health and attack boost, and then little health and attack boost. Could have boosted bigger, but why? There's no point. This is just for fun. So here we have Necropolis Attuma. And so Onslaught is a very, very good Attuma counter, but you gotta play it a bit weird. So against Attuma, or just with Onslaught in general, his first medium and his first light attack do not make contact. So, so those attacks are totally safe to do. So you'll see me throw some medium 1s, some light 1s, and heavies also do not make contact, so heavies are also safe. So those are pretty much the only attacks I'm going to stick to. Unfortunately, the very first hit of his special 1 does make contact. So at the start of the fight, we took a bit of a burst of damage because of that. Although thankfully, the special 2 doesn't make any kind of physical contact. So we're all good here. And the reason why that's so important is because Attuma has, 53 concussions right now. So, if I take one hit of his burst damage, it's going to be like thousands, like more than 5,000. It's going to be a lot for like one burst. If I do a full combo, I'm going to lose like 30% of my health. So I need to be careful. The great thing about Onslaught, one of the many great things, is that when an opponent, purifies his debuffs, he replaces them with passives. So, this Attuma, he keeps shrugging our stuns, and it's a guaranteed shrug. So that's guaranteed passive parries, and with those passive parries or passive stuns, what you want to do is use these heavy attacks. So your heavy attacks with Onslaught, they give you a pause. If you just parry with a debuff, a parry debuff, parry stun, or a stun debuff, and you heavy, you're going to get a short pause, which is not what you want. But if you get that heavy off during like a passive stun, a striker stun, a non-stunned opponent, like baiting a heavy, punching with a heavy, you get the extended pause. And so every parry heavy against a Attuma is granting us that extended pause. So we pretty much never ever have to worry about our effects falling off. They're there for the entire fight. Now, like I said about Onslaught's special 1, if his special 1, if that first hit didn't make contact, this fight would be so much easier. Or if I had a synergy. Onslaught does have a synergy that allows him to heal physical damage. I kind of regret not bringing that, because then I could have played the fight a bit differently. But yeah, it's a synergy with Red Skull. It's called Red Onslaught, and the way it works is against skill champions, so your Attumas, your Porgs. While attacking, Onslaught passively regenerates 85% of incoming physical damage. So if I could heal that physical damage here, I'd probably just be spamming special 1s. Perma spamming special 1s, because the way Onslaught works, the way his damage, really pops off, is with those daunted effects. So the daunted is right on the top left, right next to the neuroshocks. 2 away from the degen. You can see it's got like the horns. So you see we have 10 passives and 1 debuff. And so what those do basically is when you're using your special attack, the defender takes more damage based on how many of those daunted effects are on them. So, you know, our degen, it's ticking for... What is it ticking for here? 6,400, I believe. Yeah. So our degen standard ticking for 6,400. When we throw our special attack, those daunteds come into play. So then it starts to tick for... it's really hard to see. There's so many numbers, but it's like 20k. So that damage goes from 6,000 to 20,000 during my special attacks. And the special attack 1 is super long-winded, so that's why you want to throw that special one. But again, here I'm just unable to because I would be taking way too much Thorns damage because of his concussions. But again, if I had that Red Skull, Red Onslaught synergy, then I think maybe once I get a 7-star Onslaught, I'll come back to this and try it again. But yeah, so the fight is starting to wind down now. Only 15 of those Necropolis charges left. And again, the special one, it's a super long-winded animation, and that pauses the charges. So we could just get in so much more damage. And because, you know, for every special 2 that I'm throwing, that could be 2 special 1s. So like I'm missing out on so much damage by not really being able to throw that special 1 here. And unfortunately, we run out of charges, and Atuma goes unstoppable here. So there's not really much I can do. But this was I'd probably do this fight, I'd say like 5 times. And I was trying to get a solo, but this was by far the best run. I had never taken off all of his charges, and I'm like, you know, that's good enough. That was a pretty solid fight. You know, he took off 80%. It was good. It was good. And the time on that was 5 minutes. 5 minutes to take off 80%. So, you know, if you're going into Necropolis and you don't have an Atuma counter, Onslaught will 100% work. A rank 5 6-star Onslaught, you know, it's going to get the job done. This is an Ascended with some boosts, but yeah. Also, one thing to note as well is I think Suicides, the Recoil Masteries, would have... I think they scaled really, really well with Onslaught, because looking back at the damage in the first part of this video against like Captain Marvel and Winter Soldier, I was using the Suicide Masteries, and just at rank 5, he was doing so much damage. Now that he's Ascended, so I think those Masteries make a big, big difference for Onslaught. And you could just run half, because he is immune to bleed, like 150% immunity to it or something. The way it works is pretty nuts. So you wouldn't even need to run the poison. So you get all the damage increase. I think I threw about 8 specials in that fight. So if I'm running recoil, you know, I would have lost about 40%. I still had over 60% health by the time we lost those charges. So yeah, I think if I was just running half suicides there, the fight would have been soloed. I think Onslaught really scales well with that. So just things to note from all my experience with these fights, and just things I'm picking up and learning. Onslaught, you know, just came out. He's the newest champion in the game. I still have a long way to go to mastering this character, to learning all the little intricacies and the little nuance about using him and playing him, and especially fighting him. I gotta get way better at fighting him. I feel like I'm all right with using him so far, but I have a long way to go with fighting him. But yeah, so now we are going to jump to the very first war of the brand new season that started, you know, 4 days before Christmas. Thanks, Kabam. So, and I got assigned Onslaught, which is perfect. This was literally right after that Necropolis fight. I was still boosted. Like, I was assigned Onslaught, but I was in Necropolis. I'm like, oh crap, you know, I gotta hurry up. That's also why I didn't try too much harder for the solo, because I needed to get into Alliance War. So here we have a Sasquatch, and I'm going to hide my webcam because you guys gotta watch this. This fight is pretty ridiculous. So this Sasquatch has power efficiency. So watch his power. It doesn't go down while he's in Wrath. Just special 2, heavy, special 2, and he's not losing a bar. He's not losing a tick of power. Now I'm cornered. So we just gotta parry and stay calm here. Parry, stay calm, do not panic. Boom. Get that special out. There we go. Back on track. So, yeah, this fight's kind of great. So this is Hazard Shift, Incinerate, Poison. So the way Onslaught works is it's really cool. He might have the best immunities, one of the best immunity sets in the game. I still think Absorbing Man has the best. But Onslaught has a really solid set of immunities, and not only what he has immunity to, but the way that it functions. So the way it works is super weird. It just says incoming bleed, incinerate, and shock potency is reduced by 150%. That might be like the best type of immunity we've ever seen, because so that's triple immunities. Bleed's a very common one. And here we just have a little future Ant-Man fight. I'll just let this play out while I'm explaining it. I was going to skip it, but I can take this time to explain this. So, you know, bleed is a very common effect. So that is, being bleed immune is massive. Of course, that's 1/2 to the suicide masteries as well. So that is big. And he's not immune to it. He just reduces the potency by 150%. So what that means is those effects still get applied to Onslaught, and that's just free healing. You know, as long as you're running willpower and it's a debuff, it's free healing. If it's a passive, you're not going to heal, but it doesn't matter. It's going to deal no damage to you. So you don't got to worry. And so the potency is reduced by 150%, so you're going to heal from it. But not only that, the reason why that's so powerful is because it basically allows you to also not worry about critical effects. So, you know, crit bleeds was the first ever, I think, critical damage over time that we saw. So, you know, he doesn't have to worry if he gets crit bled. You know, he still won't take damage from it. I don't know if there's critical incinerates, but I know there's critical shocks. I think, does Shuri apply those with her passive ones? I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, the way that it feels, it's future-proofed. It's like these immunities are future-proofed for Onslaught, and I really like that. Okay, so another reason why this is also so powerful. So here I'm just showing it in game. Incoming bleed, incinerate, shock. Potency is reduced by 150%. I'm just making sure here because this is shock and bleed. So section 2 of Alliance War, both of the debuffs, Onslaught has 150% reduced potency. So they're still going to be applying to him. He's just going to be healing from them. I also decided to throw on a combat regeneration boost as well, just because, you know, our health was kind of low. And so this is a 7-star rank 3 bishop, dude. This is a rank 3 bishop. This is a big boy. So it has a power 2 focus node. So now that I got him to that special 2, I just don't want him to throw it. So I'm going to be trying to, you know, hold my block, turtle up. And so and here he just throws. I'm like, bruh. But luckily I evaded. So here we're going to go ahead and heavy into special 2. So you can see we've stacked up 18 of our neuroshocks already. And we didn't have to throw a special 1 here because the cool thing is, you know, we have all those shocks on us. So I know for sure it's with shocks and incinerates. When those are applied to Onslaught, he starts passively applying his neuroshocks to the opponent, which is huge. Because, you know, then you can just skip the whole special 1 and get the DJing cooking right away. Here I do still throw the special 1 because, again, the way the Daunt works, he's going to be taking damage, more damage, you know, while I'm throwing it. And yeah, we just rinsed a rank 3 bishop. Also, look at that victory animation. I think Onslaught has one of the best victory animations in the game. It's quickly becoming one of my all-time favorites. So next up here, we have another 7-star rank 3 defender, a 7-star rank 3 Wiccan. So this one, I was interested to fight this. I usually don't like fighting Wiccan, but after Necropolis, it's not so bad. And now that I know that, you know, I can just dash back and outrange his special 1's nice. So you can see that those neuroshocks are just going up 10, 11, because we had the shock debuffs on us. Here you see we have a bleed debuff on us. We're healing for 459. Passively, you know, we're taking no damage at all from it. Here I'm just trying to bait a heavy attack because this has one-eyed open, so I can't parry and attack him. So here he throws his special 1. He's getting some regen. That's fine. It's all good. I do not care how much he regens because now the real damage starts. Boom, look at this. We're doing 9,000 damage per tick. Obviously, I don't have a ton of Daunted here because, you know, I mean, I can parry, but I can't punish the parries. So, yeah. But the fight's over. Less than a minute. Rank 3 Wiccan. He gone. So, yeah, that's my final fight of this video with Onslaught, last fight of this war. And yeah, like I said, it's first war of the season. Didn't have to use any items, and 4 Loki's also not pushing. I think we already have like over 100 deaths. Like, we don't care this season because it shouldn't have started so close to Christmas. But yeah, my fights went good. I didn't die, so that's cool. Yeah, and so that's going to go ahead and do it for my rank 5 plus Ascended Onslaught video. I am absolutely loving this champion. I don't think they could have ended the year with a better champion. I'm not saying he's like the best champion of the year. I'm just saying, like, I think he's the perfect champion to end the year on because he is, first of all, just so badass, so cool looking, such a cool concept. I know a lot of people have wanted him to be added for a long time. You know, the amalgamation of Professor X and Magneto, the fusion of them, like, it's just so cool. Plus, he's an incredible attacker, defender, has great utility, immunities. Like I think he's just the perfect release to end the year 2023 on, which has been a phenomenal year for the game as well. So I think Onslaught just the cherry on top of a good year. And yeah, that's going to go ahead and do it for this Onslaught video. Let me know what you guys think about Onslaught. Are you really liking him as well? And where would you put Onslaught for this year's release champions? Do you think he's the #1 best champ released this year? Do you think he's number 2, number 3, number 4? Do you think he's top 5? Let me know where you put him. Just like what number of champions, all the champions released this year. I'm going to be working on a rankings video, ranking every champ released this year. So that's kind of why I want your guys' feedback on it. And I'll just say he's definitely within my top 10. I won't say any more than that. He's definitely in my top 10 for sure. But yeah, that's going to go ahead and do it for this Onslaught video. Hope you guys did enjoy. Drop a thumbs up if so. Subscribe if you want to see more Onslaught gameplay. We're going to definitely be getting a ton more next. Battlegrounds season going to be pushing hard. And like we talked about, I think he's going to be pretty good for both metas. So we'll definitely put together an epic compilation of Onslaught running stuff. And maybe a bunch of screenshots of him clapping people on defense. But yeah, it's going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. All of the support. Peace out.